James Gunn sets the record straight regarding DCU's Wonder Woman and their approach to finding the right fit for the role. Welcome to Stats In. If you're just joining us, please subscribe and don't forget to turn on notifications bell for more video. Please like, share and subscribe for more. While a Wonder Woman movie, which wasn't part of DCU's original announcement, is currently being written, James Gunn expressed that the benchmark for the script remains very high. This chimes well with his previous comments that leaned toward the importance of getting the Trinity right, meaning the quality still remains the priority at DC. James Gunn has addressed fans' concerns regarding the Wonder Woman movie, while clearing the air surrounding the potential casting for the character. Considering it was previously reported that a Wonder Woman movie was being fast-tracked by DC without Gal Gadot at the helm, Gunn, through threads, clarified that this isn't entirely true. Although the movie remains a priority at DC Studios, there is no rushing the script, and as for the potential pick for the role, Gunn is adamant about choosing the best person for the job, irrespective of their track record. Nope. And I'd never in a million years look for a major role based on whether they did TV, films, or whatever. It's all about the casting. I didn't cast Millie because of her past, but because she was the best one for the role. But with the script still yet to be complete, it might be a while before we get official casting updates on DCU's Diana. The Guardians director expressed that their reasoning behind casting Alcock in the shoes of Supergirl was because she fit the part, not because of her experience in the realm of TV. As for the casting, Gunn debunked the rumors that claimed the DC studios were exclusively looking for actors who had a more TV-centric resume, like Millie Alcock for Diana. From David Corenswet's Superman to his castings for the Guardians trilogy, James Gunn rarely misses when it comes to finding the right fit for the job. Even though finding the right successor is no easy task, with the right script and vision, finding the perfect successor to Gal Gadot won't be as big of a challenge as compared to finding the next Batman. Gunn also shared that no casting for Diana will transpire until they have a finished script at the helm, and given the director's history with CBM castings, fans can trust Gunn in that front. Although studios have a history of avoiding fan castings, it's important to note that Corenswet, before being handpicked by Gunn, was one of the major favorites for Superman among the DC fandom. Whatever the case proves to be, if Superman is one metric to go by, DC fans can afford to trust in Gunn for a Wonder Woman who can finally deliver lines that resonate with fans. James Gunn's Superman crushes the box office with $217 million, proving that superhero fatigue is a myth when storytelling shines. I don't believe in superhero fatigue. Welcome to Stats In. If you're just joining us, please subscribe and don't forget to turn on notifications bell for more video. Please like, share and subscribe for more. I think there's, mediocre movie fatigue. I think you can tell stories about anything. If you see the same gangster movie over and over, you're gonna get so bored. But if you see different types of criminals doing different things that are involved in different activities, different levels of morality, different styles, it's not ever gonna get boring. And boy, did Superman prove him right. As the first film in DC Studios' newly revamped Gods and Monsters era, Superman didn't just fly. It blasted through every typical trope and stale formula that was being crammed down our throats by Marvel and DC. And as a result, audiences showed up and enjoyed the film, boosting its box office. James Gunn just did the impossible. He made people care about superheroes again. With Superman soaring past a jaw-dropping $217 million global box office debut in just 4 days, it's clear that capes aren't cancelled. They were just boring, and Gunn knew it all along. While critics and fans cried, superhero fatigue, Gunn clarified in a GQ interview, saying the problem wasn't too many heroes, it was too many mediocre movies. The co-CEO of DC said it was never about the genre, it was about the quality. In his interview, Gunn confidently explained that audiences don't get bored of superheroes. They get bored of watching the same old story told in the same boring way. He explained how, just like gangster movies or romantic comedies, superhero films need variety. For years now, fans and critics have blamed superhero fatigue for the downfall of comic book movies. Over the years, every time a Marvel or DC film underperformed, fans have been quick to blame the superheroes for it, thus coining the term superhero fatigue. But James Gunn never bought into that. It hasn't been happening because people are so afraid of making a mistake. I think we should make a lot more mistakes. And that's exactly what Gunn's recently released movie, Superman, delivered. It wasn't just a punch fest or another origin story with CGI overload. James Gunn gave us a version of Clark Kent that felt human, relatable, and emotionally layered. He built a story that wasn't just about saving the world, it was about identity, hope, and purpose. This concept of superhero fatigue, in one way, is real because there have been a lot of superhero movies that maybe haven't been up to what they should have been or what the audience wanted. You see the same thing happening across the board with movies in general. That people are not making the movies that need to bring people into the cinemas. And what's the solution for this? Well, James Gunn mentioned that the antidote to declining interest in cinema lies in directors' ability to take risks. When studios pump out copy-paste content with no heart, people naturally stop caring. But give them a well-written, well-acted, emotionally rich film, and suddenly, everyone's back in theaters. Meanwhile, according to Variety, while Superman's pre-weekend projection predicted the film to earn $120 million domestically, the movie soared past its limits, raking in $122 million during its opening weekend. Additionally, as per THR reports, David Corenswet's movie topped Friday's domestic box office chart with $56 million, becoming the third-best start of 2025. Gunn celebrated the success of Superman on Threads. Within just 4 days of release, Superman brought in a staggering $217 million worldwide against its $225 million budget, and it's still climbing via the numbers. This isn't just a big win for DC Studios, it's a bold message to Hollywood, urging every director to make good superhero movies in order to attract audiences to the theaters. Now, James Gunn's success proves that the superhero genre isn't dead, it just needed to evolve. Because clearly, when superhero stories are told right, they still have the power to soar. Let us know in the comments what your opinions were about the new Superman movie. Superman is currently running in theaters worldwide. I'm incredibly grateful for your enthusiasm and kind words over the past few days. We've had a lot of super in Superman over the years, and I'm happy to have made a movie that focuses on the man part of the equation, a kind person always looking out for those in need. So it seems that James Gunn was right about the superhero fatigue. He not only understood what audiences want, but also delivered it with utmost brilliance. Superman gave audiences something deeper, emotional, and worth paying for. And that's what audiences have been craving for, not more multiverse madness or recycled CGI villains. Daddario reacts to Wonder Woman fan casting in James Gunn's DCU, while former director Patty Jenkins hints at her return. Welcome to Stats In. If you're just joining us, please subscribe and don't forget to turn on notifications bell for more video. Please like, share, and subscribe for more. Guess what? Alexandra Daddario isn't the only one interested in working with James Gunn on the upcoming Wonder Woman movie. Even former Wonder Woman director Patty Jenkins, while speaking with MCUN, expressed her interest in returning to the franchise and helming the third film for Gunn's rebooted DCU. DC fans are once again buzzing about who might play the next Wonder Woman in James Gunn's rebooted universe. After Gal Gadot previously donned the role, audiences are already sharing ideas about which new stars should take on the superhero role, now that DC Universe's first chapter, Gods and Monsters, has just begun. Well, one name that has been repeatedly coming up is Alexandra Daddario. With her